Sisters married the same guy. A woman from Costane spread the situation in her village. If your child is good, the surface of the earth is good. If it is bad, the surface of the earth is good. Like me, the daughters of my neighbor turned their parents to the ground and became the talk and gossip in the village, said a woman named Sharipa. A long time ago, our parents treated us harshly. Especially the daughter looked at her child as a stranger and did not leave the house in disorder. Thanks to that, we grew up with the idea that it will be a shame. We used to do everything carefully so as not to mention the names of our parents, not to look down on them, and those who came after us weaved in their brains that a child should be raised freely. He does not say "tay" to his daughter or son. Here is the result: you don't have to look far. Two daughters of my neighbor are touching one man like a baby girl. Timurbek and Sabaral moved to our country about 20 years ago. Both of them were married at that time. Timurbek worked as a dentist in the village, his wife taught music at school. They have two daughters who are in love. She grew up and became a girl before our age. Timurbek did his best to enroll both of them in the studies they wanted. After graduation, both daughters decided to work a little and get back on their feet, and left without getting married. 3 years ago, when she was over 30, her eldest daughter got married. Sabira said, "Appa, Mepal was going to be escorted." His father and I agreed. We are happy that she will meet the guy she likes instead of sitting around. Son-in-law works in the city. The wedding was also held in the city. At that time, my health failed and I could not participate in the fun. But the people of the village were saying that the wedding was wonderful. It is said that the wedding took place in an expensive restaurant. For some time, he longed for the delicious food on the table and sang songs. The names and the human language are different. Cream is a dish that we have not heard of. I muttered, "Don't worry, two young people can be happy and grow more than themselves." My neighbor, who lives far away, said, "Timurbek and Sebera's second daughter is getting married. Have you heard?" he said. There is no house between us, and I was surprised that I did not hear it. Then in the evening we went to our neighbor's house. "God is coming," we heard late. "Congratulations. Which country are you betrothed to?" My wife and I are discussing the question. Sabera had tears in her eyes. Timurbek was shocked and confused. Later he told us that the situation in the family was hopeless. When we heard who our daughter Marshan, who grew up in our arms, was getting married, we almost fainted. It will be terrible. I can't even speak. Our neighbor's second daughter is touching her own brother-in-law. Otherwise, it's a tramp. Sabit started talking. According to him, the eldest daughter did not give birth. There is no place that our son-in-law and daughter have not visited, there is no mountain that they have not climbed. He visited all the doctors. They said that our daughter is barren. After thinking about it, both of them decided to seek the help of a surrogate mother. They searched everywhere and did not find someone they liked. At that moment, the second girl suggested that I will become a surrogate mother for you and have a child. My elder brother is a fool. His younger sister immediately agreed to this idea, and the three of them started living in the same house. After some time, the younger girl became pregnant by her brother-in-law. Not only that, he and his brother-in-law seemed to like each other. After that, the three of them agreed and decided that the younger girl would become a tukul for her brother-in-law, said Timurbek, and wept bitterly. I even felt sorry for Sabira. His eyes were sunken and his sides were wet. In such a situation, it is probably inappropriate to tell people who are already crying that you did not raise the child properly. Oh, think about it and keep your little daughter away from her. Please take it to the middle, I said. Sister, you say he didn't say it. If you listen, there is no word left unsaid, he sighed deeply. Our Kazakhs used to say, God, give me a child, if you give me a child, count it, if you don't count it, take it away. Every time I heard this word, I thought, how could a Kazakh cut a child that has burst its core and say that? Now that I think about it, that word came from the sadness of seeing such shameless people. Don't let the situation of my neighbor happen to anyone. Unfortunately, nowadays the virtues and knowledge of following the traditions and customs, keeping the purity of blood, not following behind or falling behind. I am telling this story so that modern brides would not let their children be too free, but would bring forward human qualities and instill them in their children's minds. Let's think, let's think.